Today I'm at a Mochi making festival. Later on they'll be doing what's called a Tondo Festival, which I did 2 years ago, I believe, where you take the mochi that's made today and they'll have a huge fire here, and even the little kids will have mochi on a long bamboo pole, and they will cook them in a huge fire. It's really interesting. So today is the mochi making. So if I pan you over here, that's what they're doing over here. They use large stone like bowls, basically, and large wooden hammers. And you can see somebody back there right now. They're hammering on the mochi. If you don't know, mochi it starts with a type of rice, mochi rice, sticky rice, and then you cook it, and then you literally beat the hell out of it with a large wooden mallet until it's a big sticky ball of what used to be rice and is now just glue, but really tasty. So it's pretty interesting to watch. He's hammering away at it. I just did it a little while ago, so I'll see how the video turns out, and I'll put it in here so you can see a complete amateur trying it for the first time ever. But this is all at a school, so that's the school behind me. It's an elementary school, and then as we pan around, this is the typical playground at pretty much every elementary, middle, high school. There's kids running all over the place. Very different from my schools that I went to in Germany and America, where you have a lot of grass. The schools here have a lot of dirt. But there's a huge field to play in, and then there's an interesting little area over here behind me. Behind me over there, that's kind of a wooded little hill area, and that seems to be, it looks like an area you shouldn't play in, but it's apparently a play area as well. It's pretty interesting. It's I don't know, I'll have to ask more about it. But yeah, so today is the Mochi Festival, and as you can see around the entire area, there's the houses, so everybody can live here. If you live here and your kid goes here, you can literally look out your window and see your kid playing on break time. And then right here is the school. So here we are, and then Mochi Festival. And if I go this way a little bit, I'll show you where they're cooking it. They're steaming the rice. So if we go here, they're steaming the rice here. So you have a nice wood fire inside the what kind of looks like almost like a old milk container. And then you have the containers of rice steaming away, and when it's ready, they bring it over to the first stone bowl, and they kind of mush it together with hammers, and then once it's been mushed together enough, then you start beating the hell out of it with the big hammers. It's pretty interesting, and they let obviously the kids are invited and everything, so it's a very big family-friendly event. So, if you're ever in Japan, try to come to a mochi making festival. It's a lot of fun. This is a very small, private elementary school one, like the teachers and the parents and stuff. But you can go to much larger ones. This just happens to be because my wife's mother teaches in the school, so I got lucky. I got invited, and they're very friendly. The second I showed up, they were like, "Here's a hammer, and good luck." And I managed not to break anyone's hand, because between each strike, someone puts their handful of water into it, and basically like making bread. You know, just curve it over, hammer, curve it over, hammer. So if your timing is wrong, you bust someone's hand. So it's a little bit intense the first couple times you do it. You're a little worried. But anyway, here's the Mochi Festival one last time, and I'll show some close-ups later and some cuts. So enjoy it. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, so in here is they took the cooked rice and they put it inside the stone bowl, add some food coloring. In some cases it's normal food coloring that you'd get from any store. In other cases they might be a little bit more classic and use more of a herbal food coloring. I'm not sure which they used here. Then they just mush it all together and mix it up. So you're pressing down on the bottom of the bowl against the sides of the bowl, hammer to hammer, and just crushing the rice, mushing it until it becomes a very sticky mass. It no longer looks like rice, but it's basically a glue ball. You could use it to stick things together. It's pretty rough. It takes a lot of work, as you can see here. It takes time, but if you watch in just a minute, you'll be able to see that it's already, see right there, it's already becoming not individual pieces, but clumps. So we got a nice start going here. There we go. You can really see how it's all mushy. And then when it's ready, you start kind of rolling it by hand. This also helps cool it down so it doesn't hurt quite as much if you try to pick it up and flip it over. But once it's ready, they'll start really going to town on it with a hammer. You'll be able to see a little bit of that in the background in just a second. And everybody's involved once again, so the children will come up and try to help out. Oh, and if you notice, I have a lot of blurred faces. In Japan, it is very serious to keep your kind of privacy. So if you ever watch like Japanese news or anything like that, you'll notice that just people walking down a public street will all be blurred. In some cases, they blur out almost everything but the reporter. Almost kind of over the top, but it's really serious. And in this case, they specifically said they would like me to especially blur out the children. So I did as much as I could. I blurred out everybody as much as possible. And it is very serious. So if you do go to Japan, just realize that recording people's faces is a lot different than in America and some other countries. Typically in America, if you're in any kind of public location, that's your problem to try and not be videotaped. But not in Japan, it's a little different. And here is my son and my wife, and he's going to attempt to do some mochi pounding. More for video than for actual help making mochi. Here he is looking at me. Hey, why is the stranger handing me a weapon? He's very nervous and really confused as to what's happening. At this point in his life, he was still very much in that everyone is scary and dangerous except mommy and daddy. There we go. If I kept it at this angle, it would look really good. I could pretend like he actually did it. He's very not interested. There we go. Hey! Good job. Oh, wait. But whatever. Everybody's involved. The kid behind him's like, hey, you're not doing it. So there you go. First mochi making. Alright. So in this part of the video is the professionals. So I think people have done it a lot. So she's rolling it up, getting it ready. You flip it over, you add some more water, and then the professionals go to town on it. Pretty soon I'll just leave you to listen to the party. But there's an interesting part here. So if you look carefully, the mochi starts sticking to the hammer. Almost loses a piece there. So they actually have to stop. And they remove that piece, and then you need to add more water. So if you haven't tried cooking a lot of rice yourself, you won't know a lot about this, but yeah, anytime you're touching rice, whatever it is, the spatula, your hand, needs to be wet. Otherwise that rice is sticky. So they really have to wet down these wood hammers, or there's no way it would happen. All of it would stick. But anyway, there you go. So now every time he hits, she takes a little bit of water, puts it in there, rolls it over. It's still really hot. I tried touching it. It's not fun. She's hardcore. And then you just keep doing this. You just keep beating it until somebody says that it is officially ready to be mochi. Alright, I'll let you go. Enjoy the sounds of this event, and I'll talk to you at the very end. So as you can hear, they were very happy for me to be there. They asked me to do this part. I did not plan to be involved. I was hoping to just kind of be invisible and record, but they handed me this and said, go for it. And everybody's saying, yoisho, and chanting and, just having a good time. It was very nice, very pleasant. And about here, I'm like, am I going to be done? I'm dying here. I'm out of shape. Can somebody take this hammer? I don't want to have to say I'm tired. And, thank God. It's like, okay, good. Somebody take this hammer so I don't have to look too tired. All right, hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you another time. Bye.